actor, and Paul McGrath goes to Los Angeles to talk to Joni Mitchell. She just made her first album in 3 years.
Caught in the middle, Carol, we're middle class, we're middle age, we were wild in the old days, birth of rock and roll days.
It's a curious thing. A lot of people think of Joni Mitchell as the queen of Canadian music, even though she hasn't lived here for 20 years. Whether you like her music or not, one thing you have to admit is that it's unique. Musically, she's always gone her own way, and apparently she's still doing just that. Paul McGrath talked to her.
Joni Mitchell has known only one direction in 20 years, outward bound. Physically, the journey has taken her from the Canadian prairies to Los Angeles. Musically, from acoustic folk to electric jazz and pop. And lyrically, from personal confession to strident political and social comment. She is one of the most adventurous and unpredictable figures in post-war pop. At 44, she is about to release her 15th album, Chalk Marks in a Rainstorm.
I can only write that which I'm exposed to. I'm on a journey here, you know, like I'm like a bee, you know, I go out and I get all the pollen of the events like all over me, you know, and I come home and I try and make some honey with it, you know, and whether or not the flavor suits people, it's something beyond my control.
Mitchell's experiments with new musical flavors have cost her. For the first part of her career, she was revered as an insightful sister confessor, but when she shed that skin, she was harshly criticized. After deifying her for 8 years, Rolling Stone magazine called her jazz-inflected album, The Hissing of Summer Lawns, the worst album of 1976.
I don't know whether this was George Bernard Shaw, but it was one of those witty Englishmen that said, well, it is the duty of the critic to educate the ignorant, not to emulate them. This is how I feel about critics a lot of times. The other thing is that my timing, in accordance with the populace, has been off a lot. It's been premature. In other words, where I sense the change, you know, I'm sensitive to change. I've thrown the I Ching for years and years, so I've disciplined myself to the nuances of change in a certain way. And I can feel things coming. They're so apparent. Sometimes change comes at you.
The biggest change for Joni Mitchell has been geographical. Her migration to the United States was born of necessity. It was easier to find work there. In many ways, she's an American, not a Canadian success story.
Around the corner.
She's firmly entrenched in the Los Angeles music scene, but she still considers herself Canadian.
I'm a Canadian in a very animalistic way. When I go back on the prairie and I smell the smells and feel the wind and see the cloud shadows of my childhood, I get very nostalgic. You know, I have history, though, all up down the highway in Saskatchewan, from Maidstone, which is a small hamlet, to North Battleford, to Saskatoon. And that strip of road is where my Canada is.
Her nostalgia stops short of nationalism. Joni Mitchell has always crusaded against artificial divisions in music or in society.
In Saskatoon, I like to dance in any part of the town. There were divisions. Oh, you can't go over on that side of the town. That's the tough side of town. That's the wrong side. You know, there are all these divisions. But I went. Anyway, divisionalism is killing us, you know. It rises up at every opportunity, you know. Irish divisionalism, man and woman divisionalism, you know, winner-loser divisionalism, good, better, best. It's hard to break that down.
We're on the buildings above
the toughest division for her was between men and women. The border wars between the sexes gave her material for some of her best work. After a series of doomed relationships, in 1982 she met and married her bass player Larry Klein. As she put it, the first man she could trust further than she could throw her shoe.
Yes, I do, I love ya. We're on the blanket place above I do.
I've loved before, but I've never been secured before. You know, I've never, do you know what I mean? I mean, it's the norm for these things not to work in these times in the world. I trust him. He can be gone a month. You know, I don't have to worry about, he can call me up and enthusiastically had a lovely dinner with so-and-so, and I know these girls in the southwest of England or something. Attractive women, you know. He's an attractive man. I don't have to worry about him. That's a great luxury.
I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him.
Joni Mitchell's restless passage from icon of the counterculture to sometimes misunderstood experimenter of the 80s has brought her now to an uncharacteristic point of contentment. She's traded mass popularity for the freedom to follow her own convictions, and she has no regrets.
Celebrated people and their claims to fame. Here's a boy and his money.
To me, the whole thing is like a fluid passage. I started my musical expression almost in an ancient form, you know, like an old Celtic spirit. And I moved up through the urbanness of American jazz music. How can you not be bits and pieces of all of that? And what's wrong with, why would you want to go back to one facet of it? Number one, honey, tell me when your working day is done, were you reaching for the high rung, reaching to be number one? The chorus goes, got to be a winner, trophy winner, get to hold your head up high up, got to be a winner, trophy winner, get to hold your head up high up, got to be a winner, trophy winner, get to hold your head up high up, got to be a winner, trophy winner, number one.
The album, Chalk Marks in a Rainstorm, will be in record stores in 2 weeks. For the Journal's Friday Night, I'm Paul McGrath.